Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Nigerian Abroad podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little bit serious, but also very necessary. This is September, and for most people migrating right now, you're students. If you're coming to the UK or traveling to a different country, chances are you're coming through the student route. Now, here's the thing, there are certain lessons I wish someone had told me before I came into the UK as an international student. Because, yes, you're a student, but you're also an immigrant. And that lens changes everything. It's not limiting, it's just clarifying. So think of this as a playbook. This playbook will not cover every detail but the essentials. And if you are a student or have ever been an international student, please jump in the comments and share your lessons. The lectures are the easy part. The real exam is outside the classroom. It's the rent, it's the bills, it's the shock, and it's finding balance in the new world. So let's get into it. After the hugs and the selfies, reality starts. You need to get your BRP or e-visa now, a bank account, and a stable accommodation. Those are the basics. And once they're in place, the real adjustment begins. This is where you discover your area. Where's the bus stop? The closest grocery? Which store saves you money? Tesco or Lidl? These sound small, but they're the building blocks of your independence. And here's the truth. The first week feels confusing. The first month feels heavy. Every awkward moment, every wrong turn, every burnt meal is proof that you're building a new life. Day one is not your forever. Keep moving and it gets better. It gets lighter. So now let's just talk about money because being abroad will humble you. At first, everything will feel expensive. And to be honest, it is. Rent, transport, food, everything will add up. But one thing you need to know is that you need to start looking for student discounts. Student discounts are everywhere. Use those apps. Always ask. Don't be shy to ask if there's a student discount rate. Don't be shy. Cook at home. Eating out will finish you. But here's the mindset shift. Don't compare yourself. If you have been comparing yourself, just stop it. Stop. If you have been comparing yourself, stop it. I know you had a picture of what your life would look like when you arrived, but don't measure your journey against somebody else's. Everyone's starting line is different, and comparison is the fastest way to lose focus. If you think that you want to start to compare yourself, nobody actually says to themselves, like, oh, I'm going to compare myself to this person. Oh, I'm going to compare myself to this person. Like, nobody actually thinks that that's what they're doing. But unconsciously, subconsciously, we do that, especially if we've already imagined ourselves living a certain type of life. We subconsciously start to compare. But you're in your first month, you're in your first week, even your first year in the UK or your new country. You can't start doing that. Your life is at a different starting point from someone else's who has been there for like 5, 6 years. So you need to remember not to compare yourself, not to place comparisons between you and somebody who has lived here 10 years. This famous quote that we all know, do not compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reels. That's just the perfect way to summarize and wrap things up. Remind yourself this is not permanent. You are planting seeds. You are not eating that harvest yet. Money is not your identity, it's just a tool. Learn to master it and you master your life here. That's just the best thing I can say, because if you think that it's by buying every little thing or like, oh, I'm abroad, I need to show that I'm abroad. Or even if you're sending money at home, like there's an extent to which you can put a cap on it. Money is a tool. It should be a tool. It should always be a tool for you. We're talking about money now. Let's talk about the work. You've come in as a student. You are obviously curious about work. So you want to work. And that's very good. But 20 hours per week is your cap limit of working. That is the limit that you are allowed to work as a student. You can do more during the holidays, but it's usually advised by me not to, because you're supposed to be unwinding from university work, and also it's usually advised that you don't do that. But nobody's going to hold you. Nobody's going to beat you. Do not let your work swallow you. It's easy to chase shifts and forget why you came. The money feels urgent, but the degree is the reason that you are here. You can always make more money later, but you can never redo those years. You can never redo the community you probably missed out on. You can never redo the time for rest, the time to chase a skill, the time to do so many other things that could build your life. Not saying that maybe working some extra shifts here and there would not add to your pocket or add extra or something, but I feel like you need to gauge it. This is me speaking from past mistakes that I have made as somebody who started in the UK, and my mind was money, 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 money. Oh my gosh, £15 per hour. Gauge yourself. Gauge yourself. Just make sure you gauge yourself. Work, yes. Hustle, yes. But protect your balance, protect your peace. Why are you here? You're here to school. But let's bring it back to the school itself. The UK academic system is different. And I'm sure to everybody else who is not coming into the UK, that country's academic system is different. Professors don't expect you to greet them every morning. Respect here is punctuality, participation, and submitting good work. Like, everybody minds their business. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't do anything extra. Ma, let me help you carry your bag. Ma, let me do this thing. Or for fear of failure, maybe you didn't bend down to greet one professor and then she's like, oh, I'm failing. No. Everybody minds their business. At some point, you won't be calling your professor by their first name. Might be a culture shock to you, but that's something that she should just expect. You may feel like an imposter at first, like you don't belong here. It's a different system, so you're adjusting. Fair, culture shock. But you need to remember this. You earned your seat. You made the application. You passed. You need to remember that. You made sacrifices. You belong in that classroom. So don't hide. Don't shrink. Ask questions, join conversations, and believe that your perspective matters. This is something that I wish I did, or something I wish I do. Like, I wish I do this. I wish I did this as well. Your perspective matters. Where you are now in life, you deserve to be there because you worked hard for it. Think back. You made the application. Look at what it cost you to get there. You got accepted into that school to do like bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD even. So don't for any second believe that you do not deserve to be there. Learn to speak up. See, if you don't speak up, it's a problem, because you didn't just jackpot to sit quietly at the back. You came here to show up. So show up. Here is the part that nobody prepares you for: the loneliness. Some nights will feel silent. Some days you will miss home so much it hurts. I used to have days where I'll be having stomach pain because I'm just like, I miss home. And it wasn't like, oh, I miss my mom, I miss my dad, which I did. But there was just this loud, deafening silence of the fact that it was just me and I was by myself and I could not connect with anybody. I moved to the UK October 2020, the heat of the lockdown. So as I came in, I was just put into isolation. So that, alongside the fact that moving is a whole thing. But loneliness doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're in transition. Community takes time. Friendships abroad don't happen overnight, which is another thing. Like, you need to make sure that you're in the right space. Friendships don't happen overnight. When you put yourself out there, they happen. Join societies, say yes to events, try new hobbies, be patient. Slowly, strangers will become family, they become friends, they become a close-knit community that you need. Because if I'm being honest, you cannot survive in this country without a community. If it's church, if it's your school club, if it's something, you need to have a community. But all that thing I've said, the most important thing, in my opinion, this is my humble opinion. I don't know if my opinion matters, counts for anything, but stop it, IG, imposter syndrome, stop it. But I believe that it is very important to stay on top of immigration rules. You need to stay on top of immigration rules. Your visa, your hours, your renewal, everything matters. Do not rely on hearsay. God, Nigerians, do not rely on hearsay. He said, she said, go and fact check it. Because damn, oh my goodness, Nigerians, please go and fact check it. Every other month, the UK has changed something in their law. Please check it. Please check it. Check everything. You need to check everything. Somebody cannot just come and tell you and they're like, oh, I just heard that this is happening. And you're like, oh, I'm following this person. Better check. It is a completely different thing, because here there is an official site that you can actually check. You can check for everything. Everything regarding the UK is on gov.uk. It's on gov.uk, so check it. In Nigeria, I'm not sure about other countries, but I'm Nigerian, so there is no universal site where I can say I want to check this for visa, for visa, for the. There, I think the info is so heavily guarded that it's only a specific few people that have that. That is why Nigerians rely so much on hearsay. Even things regarding visa application. When I was in Nigeria, I did not realize I could make a visa application by myself. I didn't realize that I could come and I'm like, this I want to apply for my graduate route, go on the site, bang, 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 bang. I want to apply, ready to apply, press apply, filled everything, submitted everything, I've made the application. I didn't realize it was just this whole mysterious thing. I feel like as a student, you need to be on top of it. Don't waste your money on agents. Don't I feel like agents are the worst decision anybody can make regarding visa application. You can do it. It has been made so simple. If you have everything you need, there's nothing you should be worried about. Go to the official source, gov.uk. I don't know about any other country, but because I'm in the UK, I'm speaking about the UK. So yeah, confusion is expensive, clarity is free, protect your status. So this is the International Student Guide. One thing we need to realize is you need to focus on the reason you are here. Even if your motive was not actually to study, the student, let's say the course, the master's, the PhD, or the bachelor's degree, even if that was not your major motive, that was your route. So you have to follow it through. You have to make sure that you follow that route through. You have to make sure that what you're doing, you're following it through. So as a student, as an international student, your first and foremost point of action is your studies. And that's one thing you need to focus on. Because a lot of people are like, oh, but you're here, make money. This is it. Do many hours? Yeah, 15 hours, 15 pounds per hour. This is it. Book plenty shifts, book plenty shifts, book plenty shifts. That's not what you're here for. Because I've heard of cases where the person exceeded 20 hours, because the reason why they put 20 hours is that, okay, you're here to study, so you need time to study. If you're working more, you don't have time to study, and then your grades will suffer. So I've heard of cases where somebody actually exceeded and then they failed. Obviously you're not eligible for the next step of the visa. So everybody's saying book, 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 book. Some people are able to manage it. I'm not even saying that example I give was very extreme. There are people who are able to manage themselves very, very, very well. And that's good for them. But as an international student, your goal is to study. That's your first goal. But beyond that, unfortunately, you are an international student. Automatically, that just means you're an immigrant. That just makes you an immigrant. And being an immigrant just welcomes a lot of things that I'm not sure I wasn't ready for when I came. Like, I mean, for instance, it was the first time I was realizing that I was black. I know I'm black, but it was something that just clicked because some of the reactions and encounters I've had, I never had them when I was in Nigeria. So that realization is the encounters you have, it comes with it. Oh, but I'm going to talk about it. Black History Month is coming, so I'm gonna be into that, but let me not do a thing and talk about it. But there's so many things that come with being an international student. So many things that come with being an international student. Your first point of entry, all of a sudden, pressure. I mean, for most people, it's pressure from home, but then there's also pressure within the course. Then there's pressure in a new country, and you don't realize that you're dealing with a lot of things. Which is why I decided to do this episode, because I really wish I had somebody speak to me about this. I wish I had somebody holding my hand and guiding me with so many things. A lot of things I learned was because I made several mistakes. But you don't have to make that mistake. If you are able to master these things, you're able to master so many things, once you get to that point as an international student, you should be fine to handle or tackle whatever comes your way. Like, it's not about the books. It's about balance, it's about courage, it's about learning resilience in real time. Oh my gosh, it's about learning resilience in real time, because so many things will happen to you. Imagine being in the UK first few months, and then within the first month of me landing, I had my first racial encounter. I'm not even going to go into that because that's not what the conversation is about. But I was confused because I was like, what am I going to do? I mean, as a Nigerian, there's a point of fear that I don't want anything that happen. I beg, make them not send me back, go my country. There's that. So there's a point of confusion as to how to react to certain things. But I wish, like, I wish people who had been here spoke to me, even though there are people that actually, because some people now message me, I was telling you, but yeah. But You will cry. You will cry so many times, maybe out of loneliness or after realizing that you made mistakes. You will laugh at yourself the next day. You will feel lost. Then suddenly you feel found again. Everything is part of the process. Everything, every little bit, everything that happens is part of the process. And you need to understand that it's your learning curve. There's the first day you arrive, there's the second day, first week, second week, first month, first year, second year, and you will still feel like you don't know what you're doing. Just remember that you didn't come abroad to survive. You came to transform. Your degree is a piece of paper, but who you become is the real thing. Because you don't want to look back on that year and say, oh, I wish I did this. I wish I did this. Oh, I wish I did this. 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 And it goes both ways. You bury your head in your book and then you just realize you didn't live out the campus experience. Which, by the way, side note, when you already know the story of how I wasn't supposed to do a master's, I was supposed to go to Canada, blah, blah, blah. But when I finally came to like accept the fact that I was going to come to do my master's degree, I imagined something different. I'd watched so many American movies. I think it's the Hollywood that's ruining my mind. I'd watched so many American movies of like universities. So when I finally accepted the fact that I was coming to the UK, I imagined myself like sitting on the grass with my friends reading, like all those things are on pamphlets and brochures and everything. Like that was the life I expected myself. Like it's like my life's going to be like this. Unfortunately for me, I came during COVID, so first of all, that's not going to happen. But even after the restrictions started lifting, I was in my head so much about so many things, and I didn't experience that. So is realizing that me right now, I'm just like, oh, I should have gone out more. Oh, I should have hung out with my classmates more. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have done this. You don't want to live your life after your degree is over thinking that you should have done this. You don't want to have regrets about certain things. So, by all means, the degree is why you came, which is true. But that degree is a piece of paper. Most people who are here pivoted. I have a master's degree in choreography. I work in education. So it is something that you need to think about. Like most people who are here switched. It's a pivoting thing. Like you will most likely pivot. So that degree is just a piece of paper, but who you become, that is the real thing. So what I would say is keep showing up, keep adjusting, keep growing, because the Nigerian abroad doesn't just survive, we thrive. Like think of that. You are the Nigerian abroad. This is Nigerian abroad podcast, but you are the Nigerian abroad. Like, think of it as a mission. I'm not just here to survive. I'm here to thrive. And I'm not trying to be that motivational speaker like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. Why are you on the bed? Why are this? Some days, thriving is giving yourself that extra 30 minutes of rest because you have maybe spent hours in the library and you're reading, or maybe actually you were working. Some days that's thriving because you're actually giving your brain the balance it needs. So it can look like different things at different points. It's not oh, you need to be reading, you need to be this, you need to have X amount of amounts, you need to have X amount in your account balance, you need to this, you need to this. It's not that. It's not that. It's making sure that you are thriving. To you, what thriving is making sure that your brain is settled, because the person you become is very important. Like, again, I'm speaking about regrets. You don't want to look back and you're like, oh, do my uni, because that's when you're even a student, so you can get all the discounts. I'm talking about because I'm regretting so many things I should have taken advantage of. But yeah, like it's about thriving. There's so many things to cover, and I hope that people who have been students here or are listening to the podcast, if you have anything, just throw it in the comment section. Any advice, any practical advice, maybe about getting a house, a flatmate, buying anything, thrifting, anything, just drop it in the comment section. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for listening today. We are on X, we are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we're on YouTube Shorts, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. If this podcast has helped you, please share it with a friend who is about to start their own journey. If this is you and you stumbled upon it, thank you for watching the Nigerian Abroad podcast. Bye, guys.